even longer. Joining me now, I have retired U.S. Navy captain and former U.S. military diplomat in Asia, Brent Sadler, and retired U.S. Air Force general and former deputy commander of United States European Command, Charles Wald. Gentlemen, good morning to you. Captain Sadler, let me just start with you. I think the line that struck a lot of people across the world yesterday was when President Trump said the big wave was yet to come. What could that look like, and what targets could he be referring to?
Well, thanks for having me on this morning. I mean, this conflict is still unfolding. We know that it started at an opportunity, so not all the military pieces were in place. We know that from the briefing yesterday at the Pentagon. So the big wave could be more attacks against the ballistic missile, the air defense systems, which not that big of a threat. It's a weak part of the Iranian military, and also their naval forces, which still remain a threat. Mostly their submarine forces, to be specific. But the real big push is going to be as the operations shift, probably in coming days, to attack the political structure, the domestic policing structure. This is what's going to provide the Iranians the ability, the opening they need to take back or begin to take back their country. So that'll be much more widespread. It'll be a lower intensity, lower threat, but very challenging to do because of the intel that you have to have so that you don't cause damage to the very Iranian people that we're trying to support.
Right.
But that's still days away.
General Wald, what say you about this big wave? And do you think it's too early to tell where this is all headed?
I think it's too early to tell where exactly. As Brett said, you can't tell for sure, but I'll go back to the beginning of this thing. I think it's the exact right thing to do for the U.S. military and our allies because of the continuing threat from Iran and their malicious activity in the Middle East. This has been going on forever. And I think the confusing part now is obviously the end state. How do you get to a stop point? And I think that's really up to us. We have to make sure we don't lose sight of what the objective was. Iran has been attacking our allies in Israel and in the Middle East for years. After the attacks last June during Midnight Hammer, Rising Lion, a lot of the targets were taken care of, but the ballistic missile threat remained and other threats remained at that time, the Navy, for example. So I think it's time to defang the Iranian military to project power in the region and protect our allies. So I think there's a ways to go. I stay out of the regime change issue. That's up to the Iranian people and something the military doesn't do. So all in all, I'm supportive of what's happening. I think we got to make sure we don't lose sight of the big picture and expand too much.
Yeah, we'll see what the exit strategy ends up looking like. Let me play some sound. For you, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu just told Fox News host Sean Hannity why he believes Israel and the United States had to do this now, or it would have been too late. Take a listen to what he said.
The reason that we had to act now is because they were, after we hit their nuclear sites and their ballistic missiles program, you'd think they learned a lesson. But they didn't, because they're unreformable. They're totally fanatic about this, about the goal of destroying America. So they started building new sites, new places, underground bunkers that would make their ballistic missile program and their atomic bomb program immune within months. If no action was taken now, no action could be taken in the future.
Captain Sadler, let me just ask you, if Operation Midnight Hammer didn't fully finish the job last June, how confident are you that Operation Epic Fury will do the trick?
Well, to be clear, the mission would never be completely finished because the nature of that regime, if left in place, is so antithetical and so violently opposed to anything from the West and specifically wants to destroy Israel and the United States. So till the nature of the regime is changed, and hopefully the Iranian people have that opportunity now and take it, we're always going to live under this threat. That's why deals and negotiations of the past were always flawed, because it never really changed the nature of this regime. So the attacks last summer were very effective, very professionally executed in very challenging environments. So a testament to our U.S. Air Force. But to think that one attack will change the nature of a regime misses the mark here. The real threat is the nature of this theocratic dictatorship.
General Wald, let me just give you the last word here. What do you tell Americans here at home who are worried about what comes next and our safety and security here in the States?
Well, we're always worried about the safety and security of the United States, but in this case, I don't think Iran is an existential threat to the United States. I think it's a threat to its neighbors. I think if it got a nuclear weapon, it would be a threat to the United States and Israel for sure. But I think right now it's a threat to our allies and friends in the region, and we have U.S. civilians as well as political people in the Middle East that are under threat, as well as our military. So I think this is the right thing to do. I don't think we're going to get into some 20-year war like we did in Iraq or Afghanistan. I think we're going to take away the conventional military capacity for the regime in Iran, and we'll see what happens with the regime. I agree with Brett that's TBD. That's got to be resolved at some point. But that doesn't mean we can't go back and resurface these targets later. So I think, again, I'm not a let's go to war kind of guy, but I think in this case, decimating the Iranian military as much as we can right now is the right thing to do for the U.S. military in Israel.
Captain Brent Sadler, General Charles Wald, thank you, gentlemen, for your time and expertise.